And the guys back at the Gatehouse next.
The head coaches, Ime
Goon on the offensive side. See if he wants to guard on the perimeter.
Pajemski, Moses Moody, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. Butler down the lane on the kick out. Moody catch and shoot three, and off iron there. For the Rockets, 14-2 in their last 16. Van Vliet, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Ben Thompson, and Alperen Sengun, the All-Star.
They're coming off a great win versus the Thunder.
They beat OKC and snapped their 11-game winning streak, and then the Lakers beat OKC this afternoon. Van Vliet misfiring. All four meetings have been decided by 7 or fewer points than the Warriors and Rockets this year. Every game incredibly competitive. Green trying to stay with Steph.
A rough one that you lost to go to Vegas, the semifinals of the NBA Cup. But you still feel like you owe this team as Draymond loses it. Van Vliet in there stood his ground.
Ben Thompson on the step around.
They will get the fast break points, and Thompson is one of the main reasons why. He is a supreme athlete.
Now throwaway. Pajemski, Moody unable to connect. Jalen Green on Filipino heritage player in NBA history after Raymond Thompson and Jordan Clarkson.
He's been playing well. Warriors actually guarded him well in all the games they played him.
Pajemski missed the layup and the ricochet out to Moody. Moses took some physicality and couldn't finish there, so the Warriors are 0 for. The top 5 defensive teams in the last 2 months. Mention how hot the Warriors are, 21-5, and the Rockets at 14-2. A lot of winning for both squads. Sengun pulled the Davidsky off his back foot.
Forced him to break bad habits, and it's been a big turnaround, man. And the fact that they're in the second spot, getting ready for the playoffs, they have a tough rest of the season here. They got some playoff teams they got to go against. A Steph misses a three.
Dylan Brooks with the early seal and turns in 15 a game.
He missed their last game, so I'm sure he's ready for this one. Ready to cause havoc and be a pest.
Yeah, 16 technicals, the automatic suspension for Dylan Brooks. Pajemski, Brandon 3. Brandon at 26 against Denver. Building on that great night against the Lakers.
He's just making quick decisions as they come down, and Jalen Green misses another one. But Van Vliet on the Pajemski 3, he just stayed with the ball handler a little too long. Pajemski's making such quick decisions, he's making people pay.
Van Vliet is guarding Draymond. Warriors are trying to work on that. Draymond unable to capitalize. Moody the open 3. Those are the ones you have to hit against the Rockets.
Van Vliet is pretty smart, though. He pulled the chair out from under Draymond. Made him get off balance.
Sengun, very deep position, but Draymond still warding him off.
Draymond's talking to him, too.
Pajemski, how hot am I? How about back?
Feeling it for games on end here.
He's had 7 threes, 8 threes, 4 threes just this week in games.
But you just love seeing a guy like him string games together, find some consistency.
Moody denied. Jimmy Butler cleans it up.
That's why you never assume that they're going to make a layup there. Just follow it up. Jimmy Butler probably had his easiest layup of the season so far.
Yeah, particularly for Ben Thompson's around the rim. Don't assume anything. So good for a young player. Sengun plays a little like baby Jokic. Shot clock at 3. And Thompson denied by Pajemski.
Draymond defensively set a tone, the double team, and then they just made sure Ben Thompson couldn't score in there.
And see Van Vliet, that championship pedigree, he knocked it away.
Draymond's raising his hand. You got to throw that up high. Throw it long.
Come on again. How many stops are we getting at point-blank range? Both these teams can guard. And Butler, there's going to be some physicality tonight.
They got some rim protection. Not just Thompson. Green got in there that time.
Off of Brooks. Kind of a wild one. Warriors have opened 3 of 12. The Rockets 3 of 10. Curry sidestep 3. And even Steph is offline.
I think the up and down, though, favors the Warriors. The flow. Anything to get some type of flow in this one.
I think you did not want to go against a set defense.
Well, that's the thing.
Sure, you're right on it.
And I think the Rockets would rather have it choppy and more of an ugly game.
Sengun's got Pajemski on a switch. Moody is lurking. The Warriors kind of sit in a little zone matchup now. They get back to man-to-man. Dillon Brooks hit one fadeaway and hits another one.
If someone dunks it, something good happens. Everybody's feeling good.
So Kuminga's first playing time with Buddy Hield, Steph and Draymond. Moody spinning around Şengün, but Dillon Brooks is there. You just see the recovery by the Rockets. Curry three, but is one of my favorite opponent players because he plays with an energy level equivalent to Guy Santos, and he's really good.
They got some good minutes off the bench in that Thunder game. Another turnover.
And he forced Steph into a turnover. So Dillon Brooks had a couple buckets. Taking it inside. So Dillon Brooks 3 of 3. And the Rockets back on top.
So that's 3 turnovers for 4 Rockets points.
This Van Vliet guarding Draymond is very interesting. Buddy Hield catch and shoot 3. You can use as he drops in the triple.
Yeah, if your bench could come up big tonight, that would be huge. The Warriors, the last 4 games, they've shot it really well. You could use a great shooting game tonight.
Tari Eason for 3, shot it long. And Kuminga, who has played exceptionally well against the Rockets. JK has averaged 25 a game in 3 of the meetings. Step back to Kuminga, perfectly done. 2-man jump and Steph, make him pay.
Shoot the initial 3, give it back to Steph as he relocates. Let the 2 defenders jump at him. Get you an easy one. Now you've seen one go in. Anything can happen for you.
Şengün with deep position. All that skill with the right hand, and he draws a foul.
Warriors are doing everything else, man. They're shooting.
Şengün, Turkey, his first All-Star nod this year. So Van Vliet will take Steph as Draymond sits and Looney in the game. Kuminga out to Payton for 3. A GP thumb ligament wrapped up, but he's been shooting 60% on threes for the better part of 3 weeks.
He loves those corners. What rust.
Jabari Smith checking in, and he gives them a perimeter score, and he's a great rebounder. Şengün on Looney.
Wow, he's so slippery. His game really reminds me of Jokic, man. He got so much game.
At age 22, where's the ceiling for Şengün? Jokic is 30 now, and you saw him get better and better every year. So Van Vliet's guarding Looney. Kuminga had the
3rd in the league now in bench points. The Rockets are 23rd, so that could be a big part of the game. Can you win that battle decisively, too?
Steven Adams is checked in. 6'11", 265, and Looney. That's exactly right. Perfectly done. So a 3-point lead in the ball, but you're in a wrestling match with an elite defensive team. This is not going to be pretty tonight. Buddy Hield has hit 2
there. So just Kuminga being involved in some of this action, we're getting some really good offense out of it.
Buddy 12 threes away from 7 straight years with 200 or more. Green missing that short. Curry pushing it back. Kuminga on Steven Adams. Settle for the foul line jumper and just rim it off.
And now on this side, you always have to keep Steven Adams off the glass. You see him fighting inside.
Steven Adams doesn't look for his own offense very often, but that deep position there just couldn't finish. Steph and Van Vliet. You think of Toronto and the Warriors in the finals. They double Steph and got it out of his hands. P2 getting bounced around, and Kuminga 3.
I think he surprised Easton there. There was no hesitation that time.
Van Vliet flipping it up and out. Man, you better come strong to the rim tonight.
You have some momentum here. Can you keep on it? Another turnover.
Kuminga throws it away. Jalen Green with that speed. GP2. Give me that. Took it away. And then out of bounds to be the best backcourt in the NBA. Jordan and whom? Jabari Smith missed there. Steven Adams
like that. But you had a body on Steven Adams that time. He had to do extra. Looney just getting in the fight. You're rewarded that time. You need more of that.
Have we ever seen Steven Adams and Jason Momoa in the same building at the same time?
You keep saying that.
Elbow jumper, Podziemski, rimming it home.
His shot profile, and he's finding angles to the basket. He's really comfortable with that mid-range, right around the free throw line now.
Ben Thompson soaring to the rim.
You get well. There's no space to recover.
Kuminga Water
For Jonathan Kuminga.
Jimmy Butler does a lot of things that help you win.
Yeah.
Just do what he says.
Now the Rockets are in the zone. Look at Looney in the middle here.
Butler driving the zone. Jemski on a sidestep three. Off the heel of the rim, and Şengün pushed. Warriors have committed only once. They'll have one to give.
Two people in the middle that time for a second.
Ime Udoka trying a lot of different defensive things. Kuminga shooting that three, and that's a win for the Rockets there.
You have Şengün coming out at you and closing out. You could show and go next time, make a play for someone else if you're Kuminga.
Want to go to Şengün, posting up. They clear a side for him. The double team makes him give it up. Shot clock at 7. Tari Eason denied by Looney. What a play by Kevon.
Well, first of all, it's an on-ball defense from Jimmy Butler. Don't give up a blow-by. You give your help some time.
Jemski mid-range. Looney tipping, and it wouldn't stay down. This way. We'll switch at halftime if that's all right for everybody.
If I was on the Warriors, I would have tried to get in there and confuse them. No, you guys are this way and make them score on
Throw
that
me
side.
the ball.
Yeah.
I'm headed the other way. Hey, baskets are important tonight. Aaron Holiday off the bench. Obviously, Justin won a championship. And Drew Holiday won one in Boston and Milwaukee.
Well, they've been shooting a three ball much better as a team. 38% like February or March and April. Not so much February, but March and April, they've shot it much better. And 11 more points offensively.
Yeah, I mean, that's 11 more points per game.
Yeah.
Think about that. So Aaron Holiday, Van Vliet with Şengün. Jabari Smith and Steven Adams. They've started to do this playing Şengün and Adams together. And they're just monsters compared to the Warriors, but if you can run the pachyderms, you would have a chance in the open floor.
Yeah, but since All-Star break, the double thing that brings more physicality. The Warriors have to meet that physicality as Moses Moody misses one.
Quentin Post first playing time. Van Vliet. To the rim, and here's the offensive rebounding and the size. The best offensive rebounding team in the NBA, the Rockets. Shot clock at 3. Şengün under 30% from 3, missing there. Another rebound. Jabari Smith. Moody getting on the deck. Moody
Just okay doing the dirty work and getting all the offensive rebounds. His Warriors still a jump ball.
And Draymond read that perfectly.
You got Holiday on Jimmy Butler. You got to make that pay at some point.
Draymond missing that floater. Both teams at 34% shooting. I feel like I'm watching an NCAA tournament game. Behind the pass to Adams. Lost the handle there.
March Madness NCAA tournament has been catching strays from Fitz.
Nobody could shoot
all month.
Nobody could shoot. Jimmy Butler rattling it out.
Such a good take.
Jabari Smith can shoot. He bottoms his set.
Well, they're on a run right now. They have some momentum. You got Van Vliet and Holiday out there. You'd love to expose them, but they're in a zone, so they're always going to be on the top.
Yeah, the 2 small guys and the 3, 6, 11 guys on the back of the zone. Jemski finding Butler for the short corner 3, and Jimmy from deep.
You need some zone busters. You screen the zone, and then you threw it back to the weak side, and Şengün was just late reacting.
Şengün, nice finish.
He's got some dexterity. Doesn't look like it when you look at his body, but he shows it.
Moody cutting the baseline. Smith was there.
Amazing. He just his preparation mode. The officials are in preparation mode with free throws. Warriors hadn't been doing that as much lately, missing free throws.
And Warriors went from worst in the league to 4th best since acquiring Butler from the foul line. And Vliet. Tari Eason's got a good look at 3 and missed
there, but he just pulled the string on that one like crazy.
He bought 3.5 minutes of rest for Steph here. Butler out to Draymond, corner 3. Quentin Post keeping it alive, but Eason comes away with it. Van Vliet, undrafted. What a career he's had. Draymond knocked it away, but Eason comes up with it. Aaron Holiday had hit 1 3. Quentin Post challenge, but here's the offensive rebounding of the Rockets. And Eason finding Jabari's
here in position, but it was just a bad bounce. It bounced over him. They got the offensive rebound, and you see Jabari Smith Jr. uncovered.
This is the way the Rockets would want to play The Warriors still have the advantage, but Houston, they're rebounding. They're forcing Warrior misses. Quentin Post will get to
Yeah, get Steph back. Keep missing these free throws. Maybe that little
which way is which team going?
The argument they had or the discussion they had trying to figure that out threw the Warriors off.
So Curry back in. Warriors are down 8 in the minutes he set. Jabari Smith attacking, putting it up and in. Now when Smith, the Rockets have 5 games of 140 or more from March on. Their offense had come alive when he came back.
The Rockets finally took the lead. Jimmy Butler need his dominoes, and I played dominoes. Everybody's banged up right now, and they'll have to make free throws again.
How many has he made in a row? 30.
There's that number.
Get back to it.
There's that number again.
So Butler now with 7. Running Aaron Holiday off the line. Tari Eason will tee up a 3. And Kuminga the rebound.
And I need Kuminga getting back to the boards as well.
JK had 9 boards in that Laker game and played so well. When you see 9 boards in 25 minutes, just good to see Kuminga stay in the game. He rolled that ankle, stepping on his foot. Buddy, he is
pass with GP2. They just kind of botched the coverage. Gave him space.
So GP2 and Jalen Green up top. Ben Thompson and Kuminga, Looney and Şengün. Steph trying to deal with Tari Eason. Better get a body on Eason on the glass, and Curry with a rebound.
That's the right idea. You want to force Thompson into tough jump shots.
Buddy, how hot am I? That one out. Ricochets to Jalen Green. So Green, prolific prep in Napa. He was actually born in Merced. And hitting the jump out, he just crashed into it. His free throw, Tari Eason comes up with it. And Dylan Brooks missing that 3. Kuminga back for the board. Very precarious right now. Steph still hasn't scored.
And they only have the 2 second chance points. So you've done well defending after you give up the offensive rebound.
GP2, if you lose him.
Şengün was on him, but he's like, well, I got to deal with Steph Curry. He's attacking us. Oh, they pass it to my man.
So good to see Gary back. Jalen Green missing there again. Volleyball. This game is testing your compete level.
Yeah, they're going to keep Şengün on GP2.
Make it. Şengün stood his ground. Dylan Brooks on Buddy Hield right to the rim. Kuminga headed the other way. Jeez. These one-hand passes cannot.
I think you got to give Dylan Brooks credit, bringing him over in his defensive and he's helping Jabari Smith Jr.
And they signed Fred VanVleet to a big contract as Looney gets. And VanVleet, people said, wow, it's a lot. You got to have some veterans.
That time you had Dylan Brooks in no man's land there, and Steph Curry made him pay. He's still willing to make the right pass, even though he's got 0 points right now against the Warriors. So he's looking to have a big game.
We said the 5th meeting because of the play-in reschedule. Warriors have won 3 of 4. Every game has been decided by 7 points or fewer. And today feeling exactly the same. Tari Eason with the turnaround and Looney with the rebound.
Multiple efforts there. The rotation was on point, and then you boxed out. Bodies on bodies.
So Steph still hasn't scored, and he turns it over again. Tari Eason running with Ben Thompson to dunk it down. You can't have that in this game if you're going to win it.
So that's 8 of them to 3 for the Warriors. They're leading in that battle. Points off turnovers. They're 16th in opponent points off. Yeah, he missed it.
GP2 missed the layup, got his own rebound. Guy Santos in the lane, and another Warrior turnover. So they're being their own worst enemy right now because are fueling the Rockets' offense.
Yeah, they're 16th in opponent turnovers. They're not even that great there, but Warriors are kind of having some unforced ones.
The kitchen sink's getting thrown at Curry. So you're going to get layups and dunks by anybody in the roller spot.
2 defenders are staying with him. They're just not rotating over in time. Dylan Brooks was late.
Skip pass to Dylan Brooks for 3, and he's at Thier. And Dylan Brooks with 11. Jabari Smith with 10. The double-figure scores for the Rockets. Again, 2 guys on Steph in this transition. They're 9 of 30 in the half court. So the mission is clear if you can get up and down before the Rockets get their defense set. Jensky touch pass. GP2 missing that 3. I mean, are they going to shut out Steph Curry for an entire half? at home with the week he has had. I mean, that would really be an accomplishment.
I say he'd probably score at least once.
Van Vliet hitting. This is why the Rockets are the 2 seed in the West. It's why they're 14-2 in their last 16. They flatten Steph out to midcourt. It's a 4-on-3 again. And GP2, all he wants close to the rim. He's 4 of 6 for 9 points.
Because of all those Steph double teams. At some point, Steph is going to dribble out of some of these double teams and just try to beat that slow defender, Şengün.
Jalen Green, that athleticism. Butler sent him away. But Şengün,
he's always following it up.
Again, Payton one more time. GP2 leading the way with 11.
They're going to get intentional about throwing it ahead now.
Jalen Green, Steph working on him. Shot clock at 9. Şengün skip pass, and GP2 will read it perfectly.
Oh, Steph Curry.
Curry to Podziemski, open 3. Got it!
Make one extra pass, get Podziemski going.
Interesting game unfolding. 2 high-level defensive teams. Rockets have bottled up Curry, and yet the Warriors still have the lead. Dillon Brooks, and he's fouled as we begin the third here. Jalen Green and Alperen Şengün, and Ben Thompson.
Just haven't scored a ton off, but only 6 points off of those.
Yeah, 12-6 points off turnovers favoring the Rockets. Ben Thompson out to Dillon Brooks for 3, and he's got it. He's 6 of 8 for 15 points.
It basically ended up being a double team on the baseline. And those drives and their inside attack, that's how they play inside out.
Moody had yet 3. Can you make 10 second-half threes after making 10 in the first? Şengün right down the lane.
Done a much better job of making plays for others and not having tunnel vision himself when he's driving downhill.
If you didn't have the Cleveland season, the Rockets would be the most incredible year. OKC's good, but they were good last year too. Steph with the air.
They've done amazing things this year defensively, but the fact that they've come on strong offensively is kind of what gives you a little more confidence in them when it comes to the postseason, even though they have
half is so critical. He now has 10:42 left in the third quarter. And what would you do defensively if you didn't have Draymond Green? So the Rocket lead at 5. Jimmy Butler on Dillon Brooks, an elite defender there. Draymond's got Van Vliet. And then Moody couldn't finish. They can't. Jalen Green will draw the foul. Şengün has 4.
Mid-range game as well. He's got a little more quality inside, getting to the rim.
The Rockets have flipped the game by 18 points from down 11 to up 7, their biggest lead of the night. And the Warriors offense.
His man, get him switched on to Jimmy Butler, someone that can post him up, expose him.
Moody attacking, and Draymond.
That is literally the only way Draymond.
Have 2 hands on the ball and you're shooting a layup,
you jump into him.
So Draymond with 5 fouls is going to be out for a while. And Şengün missing there. Ricochet, Podziemski, the save to Steph. The Warriors are down 8. And Butler having that block to Ben Thompson. Great weak side help.
It's not only his length, he's got bounce in there. You got Şengün on Podziemski inside now.
How do you play the rest of the quarter with already 5 team fouls? Rockets have yet to be called for a foul. Warriors, this could be a free throw fest.
Warriors are sticking with this zone.
Van Vliet for 3. And Şengün unable to tip initially. You see how small the Warriors are. Podziemski. So Şengün back to the line to be
So aggressive defense.
Ben Thompson coming up with a steal on that inbounds. And Şengün on Podziemski. When Brooks thought about the 3. Looney is in now. Alperen Şengün.
Scoring, but man, Thompson is causing havoc.
He is an elite defender. As a young player, and his twin brother Ausar also is fantastic. He's just face guarding Curry. Steph had 52, 37, and 36 his last 3 games.
Are of your dreams in the
Just keep in contact. I think they called lane violation, so we'll keep your head.
Getting 2 free throws. So you're down 7. You got an eternity left in the game. You're going to play a lot of it without Draymond Green, and you got to find a way to unlock Steph Curry. and slow down the Rockets at the same time. Green, Steph played the defense. Butler had the box out.
He had to guard multiple moves there, multiple counter moves.
Playing 5-on-4 is Kuminga, Steph. So if you're the rest of the Warriors, you're just playing a different game right now.
And you got to be aggressive if you're the rest of the Warriors. You get a ball screen for Kuminga, you involve Şengün, he's in drop coverage. You have space.
Şengün at the high post. Call his own number. Amen Thompson.
Beautiful handoff. You bit. He had to get an extra defender over there. And they had numbers on the back end.
You got the likely defensive player of the year sitting. What he did. Podziemski's 14 lead the Warriors tonight. Completed the three-point play. Butler taking a turn on Şengün.
You're back in this zone.
Brooks looking inside. Amen Thompson roaming the baseline. Looney was there. Jalen Green three is perfect. Jalen Green has been bottled up against the Warriors for most of the year. He's got 9 tonight, though.
Ooh, Jimmy.
Batted away, Amen Thompson.
Keep throwing those short. You got to throw them long.
Curry three. Looney, the offensive rebound. The Warriors to win the NBA championship in 20.
Like, I stay ready. That's what he said. You're still here, man. You're still within striking distance. All the frustration building, like, you're still in it.
The four-game gauntlet at Memphis, at the Lakers, home against Denver, home against the Rockets. Warriors have won the first three. This one, the toughest test. Brooks from the baseline. Dylan Brooks, 7 of 9. He's got 17. A lot of red engulfing Curry every time Steph touches the ball.
I want to see him get one of these relocates.
Kuminga on Tari Eason. They just lost the handle going up. That's the Rockets' great defense. Now running with friends. Dylan Brooks setting up Green. Jalen Green. He had 34 against OKC. And the Rockets, their first double-digit lead of the night.
But he's at his best in the open floor before the defense is set.
Steph all the way to the rim. Looney
Occupying with Steph Curry there. Looney's going to keep doing that. See if he can get to the offensive glass.
This is also how long do you play without Draymond Green with his 5 fouls? Probably the entire rest of the third quarter. He's been your defensive engine. Şengün couldn't have played him any better than that. Looney was fantastic.
Listen, Looney's got big responsibility while Draymond's on the bench. He knows it.
Kuminga skip pass. Buddy Hield open three. Butler the offensive rebound, but Jimmy lost the handle bringing it down.
He's staring down the official there, too. You got to get back.
Şengün, a little mid-range, and Butler with the rebound. Warriors defense coming alive here. It's whether they can get in any kind of rhythm on this end. Butler on the kick out. Kuminga three. And Looney another offensive rebound. Steph on a sidestep three. Crowd aching for that to go down.
You got to get back.
And Dylan Brooks is going to get a free one off the missed three and dunk it down.
You can tell no one got back.
And Curry is 1 of 7 tonight. And these fast break points really are either missed threes or turnovers headed the other way. And apparently when you shoot a layup, it's a windup now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some of this really can matter. Buddy Hield in that corner.
Okay, they just forgot about him in the corner. He was doing his best work off the ball. Drove it baseline.
Where is the level of physicality? Because the Rockets are so good defensively and so physical that if they're not called for fouls, you're not going to beat them very often. Dylan Brooks on Hield. Spinning, shooting, firing. And Kuminga high for the rebound. J.K. now with 6 boards. See the Rockets get back as a team defensively. Hield halfway down and out. And Kuminga fouls it home.
The rest of this game, how's your will to win, your competitive fire, your ability to deal with frustration?
So down 10 and pulling to within 5.
And you're a great offensive rebounding team too. Warriors haven't forgotten about that. They're getting forced to travel. Within the offensive rebound, Buddy Hield thinks he's hot. He could be.
Kuminga's got 9 to go with 7 rebounds. Steph in, out, up, floating, banking, no. And Dillon Brooks the rebound. Curry 1 of 8. 52 in Memphis.
To pick him up tonight, and Jimmy Butler can activate as well. He's got the 9 points.
Jalen Green gets Looney on the switch. Butler came for the weak side help. Good Warrior team defense. Kuminga can be a one-man fast break. Podziemski sets his feet for 3. And these are the shots. If you're going to beat the Rockets, Warriors 12 of 30 on threes.
Love to look for Jimmy there around the basket.
Oh, man, Thompson in, out, up, and in. He's got 10 and 5 Rockets in double figures.
He's got that unorthodox game.
Men Thompson and Asar Thompson, same middle name. Excellence.
You were telling me that before the game.
As they both share the same middle name, the twins. Buddy Hield to Podziemski, another 3 again. Brandon's got 3s.
Yeah, you need Brandon's big game.
The Warriors are not going away. Doing it in non-Steph minutes. They're doing it without Draymond Green, and they're still there, down only 4. Jalen Green sidestep triple. These rebounds are key. See Men Thompson fly in to bat it to a teammate. And Tari Eason,
the impact of Thompson. All he does, defensively, offensively, uses his length and that athleticism so well.
Butler on Jalen Green. Dillon Brooks is lurking. Kuminga corner 3. And Looney batted it out. Devon getting extra possessions for the Dubs. Buddy Hield down the lane. Buddy Hield having its length and so much bounce. Buddy a warm-up 3. But he's got 15 and 5 of 7 on threes.
That was that elevator door screenplay. That worked out perfectly.
Barry Smith at 6'11". Sizes up Podziemski and rises over him and puts it in. And Amen Thompson, that length, beautiful steal. Running it back on Buddy Hield to lay it up and in.
So good is because they kind of play a different style, more ISOs. With Steph, it's a lot more movement. It can be tough to adjust to that, so they need to get back to that. If they're going to set some of these screens, go ahead and set it, let them switch. You get the small defender on Jimmy Butler like they just did.
So GP2 Podziemski with Buddy Hield, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond is in.
Into that, Coach Kerr would love it.
Steven Adams blocking GP2, and he threw that up to beat the shot clock buzzer.
But again, you've still got the 2 bigs in there to counterbalance that.
There's a reason the Rockets are 14-2 in their last 16 and just beat OKC resoundingly. They are that good, and they're playing incredibly well.
2-seed deadline, nothing really, just stuck with their team, and you see why, man. They have a really good roster, and it makes a lot of sense. Now they're in this zone.
Yeah, the 2-3 zone with the 3-6-11 guys at the back line. And Payton hitting with these. They made 10 in the first half. They have 5 in the second half. And the Warriors within 4.
And they shot the 3 ball really well. I mean, 44% on the night is a really good percentage.
Van Vliet. Back iron, batted out to Buddy Hield. Buddy, it's a 1-on-4, waiting for Podziemski as the trailer. GP2, another 3. Crowd aching for that one.
Getting great looks, though. Again, before the defense is set it, Jabari Smith Jr. misses one.
Butler came back to help out with Steve Adams going for that rebound. Steven Adams is a mountain of a man.
Get your split action.
Back to GP2.
And that's why Draymond went up the way he did.
Yeah, they've utilized the double big lineup 15 games since the All-Star break. Shot clock at 3. Buddy sidestep 3. So the Payton missed 3, the Buddy Hield missed 3. And then the steal by Butler. You're still down only 4. Podziemski triple. 3 opportunities to
get up, see if you can force some more turnovers. You've only forced 12 of them so far.
First Warrior team foul. Rockets yet to commit a foul. Getting into the bonus in the 4th, always so critical.
After forcing 26 against the Nuggets, that was crazy.
Season high for Denver in those turnovers. Shen Butler, then the missed 3, and Şengün with the rebound. Back out to Aaron Holiday. Holiday having that deflected. GP2 knocked it away. Podziemski in a foot race. Brandon getting to the rim to lay it up and in.
Complete run by. He's so good at that. You're within 2 now.
The Rockets have had the edge in play, and yet you look at the scoreboard, and it's still only a 2-point game.
I said just stay in the game. Keep contact.
Nice pass to Jabari.
Pass with Holiday in there, and you got a little crossed up if you're the Warriors.
Smith was 16 on 7 of 10 shooting. Rocky has 19 or more in 4 of the last 5 games.
Stringing them together.
Brandon didn't want that 3. Back out to GP2. Time to seam it up. And the Rockets are just being fortunate right now. They've had 4 wide open 3s. None have gone down. And sometimes you got to be lucky in addition to being good.
And Steph Curry is up and walking to the scorer's table.
Give that guy 4 wide open 3s and see what happens.
Exactly.
Jamski's got Şengün in the switch. Shot clock at 1, flipped it up and in. Beat the buzz, got 19.
That's just such a tough place to be smaller defender. They turned it over.
Attempts. He's 2 of 5. Steph is 1 of 8. And you've taken the 2 big guys for the Warriors and turned the faucet off.
Still a lot of time here. A lot can happen, though.
Even Adams holding up top. For Draymond with 5 fouls. And Thompson. Draymond.
Difficult, one of these gauntlet games.
Van Vliet catch and shoot 3. And Looney inhales that rebound.
Starting Steph off the ball. See if you can use him as a decoy here if you want to.
Van Vliet just leaning and holding on to Curry. Grabbing him again. Steph does come free. But off front iron.
He had to kind of shoot that one a little more from the side than he wanted to.
Curry 1 of 9. He did have an 0 for 7 game in Memphis, but then he hit Memphis for 52 the next time he saw him. Ben Thompson flipping it up and in. 1 points, and he's been everywhere defensively.
And Ime Udoka couldn't ask for a better game from him.
You're getting a good look at the A++ game of the Rockets. Warriors have beaten them 3 out of 4 times. Looney missing the little bank shot. Dubs at 39%. A lot having to do with the Rockets and some of it having to do with themselves. Jalen Green with Curry switched on him. Shot clock at 5. Ben Thompson soaring, flipping, scooping, and tipped up and in.
Filipinos are some of the ever meet. I love them all.
And I'll just echo what Kalena said. Because when I was at his wedding, I would say everybody I met was fantastic.
Oh, they're the best.
Buddy Hield from 3, off back iron, and a long rebound out to Payton. Buddy on a reload triple. Buddy.
Listen, the Rockets have played 44 clutch games. The Warriors have played 43. Can you make this another clutch game? All the close games between these 2 teams.
All 4 meetings decided by 7 or fewer points.
They both lost 18 clutch games.
Jalen Green sidestep triple, long rebound. That's what the Rockets do best. Best offensive rebounding team. The Jabari Smith rebound.
So they've been used to these close games all season. So they know what it's like. They're not going to be in shock.
Steph with an open 3. 7 game in Memphis. He was 2 of 13 versus the Pacers. He's 1 of 9 tonight and only 3 points. Buddy Hield with a great steal. Looking for Curry.
You're trying to find ways to get him open. That was the pin-in screen. Just the pass has to be on target.
Yeah, Rockets haven't won here since 2019. Warriors have had dominance in 16 of the last 17 meetings. 5 minutes to make something happen. And Buddy Hield is having a game.
Frozen there, sub-zero.
Get a good look with the bench being plus 25. So Warriors starters being outplayed. Green step back against the Dubs. Until tonight, he's got 16.
Got a high ball screen. He came off of it in rhythm with that step back.
4.5 left with the Rockets up 10. Buddy Hield one more time. And off to the right. The Warriors at 39% shooting for the game. And Thompson. He and Asar were born in Oakland, went to high school in Florida. Jalen Green born in Merced against the Warriors in 3 of 17 on 3s. He's made 3 threes tonight.
Well, the last 2 were big time.
Steph offline. Draymond with the rebound. all the double teams on Curry. That ricochet
Tonight, even if they're going to switch it or double team off, just hit someone that's on Steph, crack someone, make them feel you. I don't feel like they did that enough tonight. They'll do that better. They'll make Steph and Jimmy Butler, who only has the 9 points.
Now, you got to credit the Rocket defense, their game plan, their execution, the talent, and up and down the roster, their relentlessness in guarding Steph Curry. Şengün missing there. We need to be perfect this final 3 minutes plus. And Draymond finding Jimmy Butler gets to 11, but that's only his 6th shot attempt.
You need the full court press. You need to go desperation mode, trying to force turnovers here. You're running out of time.
Jalen Green. Yeah, he had only been averaging 10 against the Warriors, but he had 34 against OKC.
There you go.
Butler again laying it up and in.
Steph, a little split there. 2 defenders stay with Steph, including Jimmy Butler's man.
This will be a good win for Houston as they try to secure the 2 seed. Denver lost today. So the Nuggets, they lost to San Antonio, lost to the Warriors, then lost again today.
Well, the Rockets
and the Lakers won. So the seeding will not be determined more likely till the final day of the season. And Green, how hot am I? And then Thompson with a rebound, but
games with their defense while they just struggle.
And just the way he's been scoring, and Jalen Green has come alive. But for a month plus, they've been elite offensively too. And Steph for turnovers.
And again, 125 points the last 3 games. He's been working so hard. My goodness.
You also have to look at the big picture, Kay. If you would have said at Memphis, at the Lakers, back-to-back with Denver and then Houston, and somehow you're going to go 3-1, yeah, everyone in Dub Nation would have taken that with both hands. Absolutely. In terms of who finishes and what seed and what results. And the Warriors taking on the Clippers. You know what game I'm looking forward to this week? I noticed that the Lakers go play at Dallas. I wonder if anyone's going to pay attention to that game.
Anthony Davis is back playing.
Luka Doncic going back to Dallas. The Lakers with a great win against OKC today.
They had a 3-point barrage.
My goodness. 10 of 13 shooting. He's got 24.
Not with the weird season they've had.
And Durant may be back for that game. He's been out with an injured ankle. He's also going to go 3-2 against the Rockets. So
true.
He won the season series against the Rockets and season series against Memphis and the season series against Minnesota. We play the Clippers the last day of the season. The 2 LA teams have the season series over the Warriors. Reed Shepherd was drafted as a shooter, has been better as of late, but missing the 3 there.
Kentucky guy.
Quentin Post inside to lay it up and in. And they're going to go 15-2 in their last 17. The Warriors 21-6 since they acquired Jimmy Butler, which is still absolutely fantastic. It will be the first loss with this starting 5. They had not lost a game. With Podziemski and Moody and Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy Butler.
It's interesting though, a lot of the success you had against the Rockets came when you were still kind of topsy-turvy before you got Jimmy Butler. So you drop this one, give the Rockets credit.
Rockets shoot it at 48%. They put 5 players, they hold Steph